Hello everyone. This is Ferdinand Francisco Jr. Today, we will be discussing the dynasties of China. My apologies if this is not my real voice, but I am the one who edited this video. Thank you for your consideration.
Shah Dynasty, 2205 to 1766 BC. This was the first dynasty in China. It was founded by the mythical emperor who made the dynasty legendary. The Shah, and later the Shang dynasties, lived in the Huang River Valley of central China. Zhou Dynasty, 112 to 256 BC. The Zhou Dynasty was the longest ruling dynasty of China. It was founded by Emperor Wu Wang, but he was more of a figurehead. Although it was a weak empire, the Zhou Dynasty had three accomplishments, namely, the feudal system, civil service, and Chinese philosophy. These philosophies were written by the three outstanding philosophers, namely, Confucius, Lao Tzu, and Mencius. Qin Dynasty, 221 to 206 BC. The Qin Dynasty was the short-lived dynasty of China. But because of the recent discoveries, it received a better exposure in history than before. In 221 BC, a relatively unknown ruler from western China conquered the warring states and united the country, giving China his name. He declared himself Shi Huangdi, the first emperor. In this dynasty, the Great Wall of China was built. Han Dynasty, 206 BC to 221 AD. The Han Dynasty created a lasting cultural identity, in which the Chinese majority still call themselves men of Han today. It was founded by Liu Bang, who led the revolt against the repressive policies of the preceding Qin Dynasty and became the Gaozu Emperor. Han Dynasty was as equal as Rome, since at that time, these two were the greatest powers in the world. In this dynasty, paper was invented, and official records began to be written. Moreover, the first Chinese dictionary was compiled. Tang Dynasty, 618 to 907 AD. The Tang Dynasty is considered the greatest dynasty to rule China. It was founded by Li Yuan at Xi'an. However, it was disrupted briefly by the Second Zhou Dynasty when a strong Zhou female seized the throne. In this dynasty, China became the mightiest and the only empire in the world at the time. It is regarded by historians as the high point in Chinese civilization, also as the golden age of literature and art. Song Dynasty, 960 to 1279 AD. The Song Dynasty ruled after the chaotic period of the 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms. It has two period divisions, the Northern Song and the Southern Song. It was founded by Emperor Taizu. In this dynasty, the Grand Canal between Beijing and Yangzhou was improved due to the invention of pound locks that enabled bigger vessels to pass, and is actually the longest shipping canal in the world. The dynasty's greatest achievements were the first paper money currency, first Chinese permanent navy, and gunpowder. Yuan Dynasty, 1279 to 1368. The Yuan Dynasty is the first non-Han dynasty in China. It was ruled by Kublai Khan, a Mongol emperor. In his reign, he ordered the construction of his capital of what is now Beijing. He fostered education, culture, and foreign relations with the West. Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644. The Ming Dynasty was the last dynasty of ethnic Hans. It was founded by Zhu Yuanzhang. The dynasty restored Chinese culture and classics, to rub out the memory of the Mongol Yuans, especially in schools and the civil service. They renovate the Grand Canal and the Great Wall. And they built the Forbidden City in the Inner Palace for the Emperor at Beijing. Manchu or Qing Dynasty, 1644 to 1912. The Manchu Dynasty or the Qing Dynasty was the last ruling empire of China. Manchu is the usual term to avoid confusion with the earlier Qin era. It was founded by the Manchus, an ethnic minority who were related more to the Mongols, rather than the Hans. In 1645, the Manchu imposed a highly unpopular order that forced all male Hans to shave the front of their head and comb the remaining hair into a knot. This policy was a test of loyalty. Qianlong, the fourth emperor, enjoyed the height of Manchu power. He surpassed Frederick the Great of Prussia, George III of Britain, and Louis XV of France. That is all for today, guys. I hope you learned something about my discussion, so that if you want to go to China, you already have a background of the country. Thank you for listening, and goodbye for now.